In this video, I will discuss about the important features of animals which belong to phylum Echinodermata. The echinoderms are very peculiar kind of animals. They are exclusively marine, and some of the representatives of this phylum are shown in this figure. This first one is Asterias, which is commonly known as sea star. The second one is a holothurian animal, that is Holothuria, a sea cucumber. Then Echinus, this is sea urchin. This fourth one is Antedon, that is feather star, and the fifth one is Ophioderma. So these are five representatives of Echinodermata which belong to different classes of this phylum. Coming to its salient characteristics, as I told just now that the animals of this group are marine, that is none of its representative could be seen in fresh water or on the terrestrial region. And Echinodermata means, echinos means spiny, derma means skin, ata means bearing. Animals bearing spiny skinned. So spines are present on the external surface of these animals. Some of the animals have very leathery skin. So this is one of the important features of it. Then these animals have organ grade of body organization, that is different organ systems are there, like digestive system or reproductive system or blood vascular system. Some of this physiological features are not so well advanced in this animal, but we find that the organs are well developed, and that is why we write here organ system grade of body organization. Then their body will be unsegmented, radially symmetrical, and these animals are mainly pentaradial, that is because of radiating arms, particularly 5 arms in different direction. They show pentamerer symmetry, and they don't possess distinct head. And one of the very extraordinary characteristics of this group of animals is presence of water vascular system. This particular system helps mainly in locomotion, and also in some cases the structures like tube feet which are associated with vascular system, they help in feeding process also. So it is a system through which the marine water actually enters into the body, and that circulates and helps in performing several physiological functions. The tube feet help in locomotion, as I just mentioned. See, body of these animals gets differentiated into oral and aboral surfaces, particularly the sea stars and brittle stars. They have their mouth present on the oral surface that comes in contact with the substratum, whereas the upper surface is aboral surface that possesses the madreporoid through which water enters into the water vascular system, and also the anal opening centrally located in the central disc portion of their body. These animals are star-like. They could be spherical or elongated, like sea cucumbers are elongated animals, and the sea urchins are sphericals. Sand dollars are spherical in nature. So these are in varying morphological shapes and sizes. Triploblastic, that is body develops from 3 germ layers, ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. These animals are Deuterostome. Deuterostome and protostome are two separate terms. The majority non-cardates, they come under protostome group, but Deuterostome means it is the blastopore that gives rise to the anal opening, and mouth is formed away from the blastopore. So this is actually a characteristic which shows closeness of these animals with the cardates, because cardates are also deuterostome animals. And echinoderms are coelomate. Their coelomic space is enterocellus, which is also a similarity with the cardate features. It means it is archenteron, that actually makes pouch-like structures, and that forms the coelomic cavity. So echinoderms are well advanced animals, we can say. They are towards cardates, means they are close to cardates, although they are non-cardates because they resemble for several features with non-cardate animals. And exo and endoskeleton of calcium carbonate is present in them. It is the mesoderm that actually give rise to the skeletal structures, which could be present externally in the form of spines, and also give internal support. Respiration through dermal papillae and peristomial gills. There are genital bursae, a respiratory tree present in holothurians. So these are the structures, and through dermal through external surface also the exchange of gases take place, means 2 feet also help in exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. So in some cases the respiratory structures may not be very distinct, and that is why the general body surface help in respiration. The nervous system is very primitive type in case of echinoderms. Brain is totally absent in all forms of animals, and they have simple radial nervous system confined in one specific zone. Excretory organs are totally absent, so nitrogenous wastes, which is mainly ammonia, that diffuses quickly outside the body into the surrounding water. Sense organs are poorly developed in these animals. Small eye spots could be present at the tip of tentacles, and statocyst may also be present, and other receptors like chemoreceptors or tangoreceptors are present, is scattered on different areas of the body. Reproduction in these animals are mainly sexual. Sexes are separate but distinct. Sexual dimorphism, that is male and female sex differences, could not be made. So this is important feature, that you will find these animals to be dioecious in nature, but distinction of sex is not possible. Reproduction, asexual reproduction, also takes place through regeneration. That is, if a small part is lost, then that part gets regenerated, and in some cases a single arm which gets detached from the main body can also regenerate into a complete animal. So this kind of ability is there in the starfishes. The gametes, eggs and sperms are liberated into the water, so fertilization is external in echinoderms. Eggs are homolecital, that is, the distribution of yolk is almost uniform inside the egg. Cleavage is radial. This is another important point to remember, and there is indeterminate type of development. That is, in the beginning the cleavage cells are formed, and those cells are not actually determined to make specific structures. Development occurs through larval stages or larval stage for a particular group, and then they also show autotomy, that is when they feel danger from an enemy or predator, then they can break their arm and or a body part, and could regenerate such lost structure in due course of time. Let us come to its classification aspect. These animals are divided into 5 classes, and the first one is Asteroidea. The animals coming under this class, they are referred as sea stars. They have flattened body, star-shaped with 5 arms. Water vascular system is well developed in these animals. 2 feet possess suckers, and with the help of such suckers, they can also use in feeding process, means such structures help in feeding. Respiration occurs through dermal papillae. Then pedicellary are present, which actually clean the body surface, and such structures are considered as organs of defense as well as offense, but they are used to remove the debris which get deposited on the external body surface. And in the developmental stage, in the larvae which are present in this group of animals are Bipinaria and also Brachylaria, means 2 different stages of larva differ morphologically, so accordingly they are named as Bipinnaria and Brachiolaria. And its best example is Asterias, that is the sea star, and Pentaceros. The second one is Equinoidea. Brittle stars come under this class. Their body will be flat with pentamerous disc, and 2 feet is divided of suckers. Respiration through bursae, and larval forms are known as Ophiopluteus. Its best example is Ophioderma, which is a brittle star. The third one, that is class 3, is Equinoidea. Sea urchins and sand dollars come under this class. These animals are spherical or hemispherical in structure, and 2 feet contain suckers. Arms are totally lacking in these animals. Body with compact skeleton and movable spines. Pedicellari are present in these animals, and the larval forms are referred as Echinopluteus. The best example of this class is Echinus, that is sea urchin. The fourth one, Holothuriidea, sea cucumbers come under this class, and their body will be long and cylindrical. They do not possess arms, spines, and pedicellary. These structures are totally absent in sea cucumbers. And respiration occurs through cloacal respiratory tree. See, these animals, they have very good power of regeneration. When they feel danger, they can evert out their some part of rectum or intestine, and they can even remove such structures for safety purpose. And their 2 feet with suckers. The larval forms is auricularia. Examples are Cucumeria and Holothuria. And the last one, the fifth class, is Crinoidea, that includes feathery stars and sea lilies. Their features, important salient features are body star-shaped, 2 feet without suckers, arms with bifurcated structures, that is they may have 5 or multiple of 5 arms. Mainly they have multiple of 5 arms, and that is why so many feather like structures look and spines are and pedicellari are totally absent. The larval form is Doliolaria, and the example is Antedon.